The Red Sox got a massive win. They stayed alive. And did they win the Rafael Devers trade? We're going to talk about all of that in today's edition of the Red Sox Rundown. But before we do, we just reached another goal, ladies and gentlemen. 5,600 subscribers. We are getting so close. I can literally taste it. 400 subscribers away from our next major milestone of 6,000 subscribers. We're trying to get there by the beginning of October for the playoffs. So if you've not already, consider hitting that subscribe button. Join the channel right now. Welcome back into another edition of the Red Sox Rundown. I am your host, Jack. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video. We got a lot to talk about today. Is Willyer going to be active today? We're going to talk about that. Did the Red Sox win the Rafael Devers trade? We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the Red Sox win over the Tampa Bay Rays, winning the series, which was a lot bigger than you might realize. We'll talk about all of that in today's video. Let's start with Willyer. I feel like it's our daily Wilyer Abreu injury update segment. When's he coming back? When's he going to be activated? We were on plane watch 2 days ago. Is he going to be in Tampa? What's going on? We were on bases running watch. Was he running well? He's in Tampa. Cora said he was hopeful that Willyer would be activated today, and we got Willyer talking to the media, talking about his injury status. Here's what he had to say. He said, "I'm ready to play the rest of the games and the playoffs too. I'm ready to go. I'm happy to be here and be with the team. If they need me in the outfield, I'll be ready for that. I'm ready to go for DH2. Whatever Alex wants. The most important thing is I feel healthy and ready to go." Thank the heavens. Because the Red Sox over the last two games have hit the ball well. They've done well with runners in scoring position. They've scored runs, but over the last few weeks, it's been a struggle. And again, we've talked about this ad nauseum. We've talked about this a million, billion, trillion times. Getting Willyer back in the lineup is an instant jolt. It's an instant shot of adrenaline to the system of this Red Sox lineup. He can flip a game on the head with the swing of one bat. He's got the Gold Glove defense in right field. He is incredibly valuable. So to get him back potentially today, hopefully today, maybe by the time you're watching this, it's already been confirmed that he's getting activated today. Getting him back is a major, major help to this lineup because, like I said, as of late, not the last two games, not counting the last two games, but the last few weeks, as you've started to struggle and slip a little bit, a lot of that has been because of the offense. So it seems like Willyer's ready to go. Everything he's saying sounds like he wants to get out there, and Cora is also confirming that it seems like hopefully today will be the day. I'm going to ask you, do you think Wilyer Abreu plays today? Now, again, by the time you're watching this, it may already be confirmed that he is, but you let me know. P for play if you think he plays, S if you think he sits. I'm going to say I think he plays. Everything that we're hearing sounds incredibly positive, so if Cora thinks it's going to be today, if Willyer says he's ready to go, I'm going to say yes. I'm going to type my P for play, but you let me know down below in the comments. Did the Red Sox win the Rafael Devers trade? Now, let's all just relax. I know there's going to be some overzealous people in the comments. Let me explain my thought process here. Kyle Harrison comes out, pitches a gem last night against the Tampa Bay Rays. 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 5 Ks. Looks really, really good. And Rafi has been good for the Giants. But I just want to look at the deal as a whole and see if we have a front runner. I don't think that we are going to know for a while who wins this trade. I actually want to make that abundantly clear. I don't know if we're going to know. And the key reason why is because we don't know what the Red Sox are going to do with the money they saved from the Rafael Devers trade. But let's look at this and look at it piece by piece. The Giants obviously received Rafael Devers, who has been Rafael Devers for the Giants. He started off a little slow and wasn't looking very hot, but you got to get used to a new ballpark. And I don't think that's the ballpark in San Francisco is the most hitter-friendly ballpark. In some ways it is, but in other ways it's not. Really deep, right center type situation out there. So he struggled a little bit. But I also think that was kind of to be expected. New environment, new teammates, new spot. It is what it is. And then once he got into his flow, once he got comfortable and he got into his groove, he's been the Rafael Devers that we all expect him to be. Then you look at the Red Sox side. The Red Sox get Kyle Harrison, James Tibbs, Jordan Hicks, and Jose Bello. Well, Jordan Hicks is, a according to all reports, legitimately injured, but it seems like he might have been on the Phantom IL because he was just an absolute dumpster fire. James Tibbs got traded away for Dustin May. We all know how that worked out. Jose Bello is a very young prospect that is nowhere near scratching or itching at the major leagues. So Kyle Harrison's really all you got. And getting him up here, I believe it was at the time 6 scoreless innings because he did some innings out of relief a few days ago as well. Getting him up here and actually getting to see him pitch, actually getting to see him succeed, makes you feel at least a little bit better about the trade in general. And then I think the biggest thing that the Red Sox received in this trade that isn't shown in the actual trade details is getting all of Rafael Devers' contract off the books. I think that in the long run is going to be super valuable for the Red Sox because that's like $300 million, like 25 AAV a year. Like that's a big boy contract that you can now allocate to, maybe something in free agency. Maybe that is the Alex Bregman. Like, who knows what that's going to be used for? So in the end, if what you get is Kyle Harrison and all the money from Rafael Devers off the books, I kind of think you win that trade. Now, I do understand the counter to this, so I know people are going to say the counter to this. Well, Jack, the offense as of late hasn't been good, and you could really use Devers in this lineup. And I totally agree with that. But you also have to consider the fact that the Red Sox have been incredibly injury prone and have lost a lot of their main middle of the order players. You lose Anthony, you lose Wilyer for an extended period. I know people are out on Tristan Casas, but at the time when he left, he was a middle of the order bat. Like, you have a bunch of injuries on your main middle of the order bats. So would Devers change this? Maybe. Hindsight's always 20/20. So you never really will know, but I do think it's an interesting conversation just to look at the deal and say, who do you think has won so far? Like I mentioned at the beginning of this mini segment, I don't think we're going to know definitively who won this deal until we see how the Red Sox allocate that money. Who do they go after in free agency? How do they retool their lineup? Who do they replace Rafael Devers with in the lineup? Because Roman Anthony's good, but they are kind of two different players in just styles of play. So who do you replace Rafael Devers with? That big, bat in the middle of the order, daunting bat. And then again, what do you allocate that money to? Because I think that is the biggest win in this deal for the Red Sox is the money. If you can get Kyle Harrison to be a legitimate starter in your rotation, which I genuinely believe is the goal for Craig Breslow and Andrew Bailey, is to make Kyle Harrison a full-time Red Sox rotation starter. If you can do that and you allocate the money saved to some sort of big free agent, some sort of big extension, I think the Red Sox win this trade. But you let me know, who do you think so far, based on what you know, based on the facts, who do you think has won the Rafael Devers trade? Type R if you think it's the Red Sox, type G if you think it's the Giants. Like I said, I think it's still too early to tell. I think it's very early, but from what we've seen from Kyle Harrison so far, I do like what we've seen. And then again, you got all the money that they're going to get to spend this offseason. All right, let's talk about the game. Had that mini segment because of the game. Red Sox win 6-3, and Kyle Harrison pitches a really good game. 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 5 Ks, no home runs, nothing like that. Was really great to see. I really, really was happy that he came out and pitched well. And as we know, according to Cora, this is the rotation going forward. So you're going to see Kyle Harrison at least one more time, maybe 2 more times, depending on how everything stacks out. You've got 7 games left. So yeah, you won't see him twice. You'll probably see him one more time. But I digress. It was good to see him come out and pitch confidently. His stuff looked good. He was commanding the zone, and that was really great to see. Your bullpen kind of lost it a little bit. Justin Wilson comes in the 7th, gives up 2 runs. Not what you want to see. He did get 2 outs, but he couldn't finish the inning. Had a lot of traffic. Gave up 2 runs, and that tied the game at the time. Tied the game at the time. So that wasn't great to see, if I do say so myself. So yeah, very, very unfortunate for that. Justin Slayton comes in, finishes out the 7th. Garrett Whitlock gives you a perfect 8th. Chapman gives you a good 9th. So you did what you needed to do pitching wise to win this ball game, and that is important. But I think the biggest positive you can take away from this is the offense. We've talked about it. I have not minced my words. You guys know this already. I have not minced my words. I've been absolutely blunt about how I feel about this offense. I do not think this offense is a playoff caliber offense. They have not shown it. But tonight they showed some poise and they showed some ice. The Rays tied up in the 7th. It's 3-3. You go into the top of the 9th, your last chance to score runs, and you put up 3, which was really great to see. You put together some really good at bats. You moved runners over. You played small ball. You got some big hits when you needed to. And that, at the end of the day, was the difference in the game. And to show that kind of gritty scrappiness that we have not seen in weeks now, that made me feel a little bit better, because you win game 1, now you've won game 2, you've won the series. And for you to, show that you're starting to build some of that momentum again is at least a good sign in the right direction, because as we've said, the Red Sox control their own destiny. As long as they keep winning, they will not miss the playoffs. But if they stumble even a little bit through the next 7 games, then they are in real danger. And we'll talk about the standings here in a second. But few shout-outs on the offense. 10 hits, 4 walks, only 5 Ks, and 3 of them came from Duran. So, that's a really great day in terms of at-bats for your team. RBIs from Trevor Story, Alex Bregman, Masataka Yoshida, Romy Gonzalez, Nathaniel Lowe was all great. You had multi-hit games from Bregman, Yoshida, Romy. Seeing Bregman start to kind of get back into his groove is really awesome. And Romy having a big game as well, and Masa again having a pretty big game as well. You did what you needed to do. You showed some ice. You put together good at bats. You had really great plate discipline, and you won the damn ball game. And that's what you need to do. Playoff teams find a way to win. It's not always going to be pretty. It's not always going to be off the home run ball. Finding a way to win is incredibly important. That's what you're going to have to do in the playoffs. You're going to have to find ways to win. These are going to be close games that are going to come down to a run or two in that bat or two late in the game. And so, showing that type of clutch gene and clutch factor is a really big deal. Let's look at the scores around the league. Let's look at the standings. I will tell you why this was such an important win last night. Because the Guardians played 2 games yesterday, and they won both. They beat the Twins 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14-0 over 2 games. They absolutely dominated. So for you to win this game and stay firm is a good thing. The Blue Jays lose 2-1 to the Royals. The Mariners beat the Astros. They are extending their lead in the West. The Yankees beat the Orioles. The Rangers lose to the Marlins, LOL, and you win. And again, it's a big deal in the standings because the Guardians winning 2, that if you lost, you would have been tied with them. I believe is the correct stats. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I don't know. But like I said, it's going to come down to 4 teams for 3 spots. The Yankees, the Red Sox, the Guardians, the Astros. The Rangers are 5 games back. They are completely out of it. You are 3 games back, or 2 games back, one or the other, on the Yankees. You have a game lead on both Houston and Cleveland. Cleveland's won 10 straight. They are by far the hottest team in baseball. You've got to keep winning. Because Cleveland, just assume Cleveland's just not going to stop winning. And you've got to keep pace, because if you stumble, you lose 2 or 3 in a row, Cleveland's taking over. And, there's no guarantee, if Houston continues to lose. I mean, now we're rooting for Houston to lose as well. So you've got a game lead on those 2 teams. But, again, your schedule is hard. It's hard. You play the Blue Jays and the Tigers to end the season. That's not an easy schedule. So we're going to see what happens, but I'm very interested. Of note as well, you're only 4 games back in the division. I do think that's a bit lofty, but if the Blue Jays lose today and you win and you're 3 games back going into the final series against them and you sweep, you're tied for the division. I'm just saying. I don't want to say, but I'm just saying. You guys let me know down below in the comments. Do the Red Sox sweep this series? Connolly early on the mound. You let me know what you think. Type Y for yes, type N for no. I'm going to say yes. I think you got to get greedy. You got to win. You got to win and sweep this series. But you let me know why for yes and for no. Let me know down below. That's it, guys. Thank you all so much for taking time to watch this video. I really, really do appreciate it. We're going to be back later today with a short recapping the finale. Then we'll have a long-form video tomorrow morning, as always. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate y'all. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. And until next time, go Sox.